Magnetic people aren't the most beautiful. They're not even the most talented, but they have something that makes you want to be around them. Something that makes opportunities find them and not the other way around. And if you think, oh, I need to look a certain way to be more magnetic, I need to be more beautiful, you are doing it backwards. I need to be honest with you because I've actually never felt beautiful. I get told that I'm cute, but growing up, I was always surrounded by people who were conventionally more attractive, more masculine, and I guess more what society expects us to look like or how we should be. But here is what I realized. That actually became my superpower. When I was 17, I was working in a salon as a hairdresser, and I had a fully booked column after only hairdressing for 2 years. And people who have been working there for 10 years, been doing hair, couldn't even get clients to sit in their chair. And my chair was fully booked. Why is that? Not because I was the best hairdresser. I was still learning. I was far from perfect. In fact, I accidentally turned a lady's hair purple once. But because people wanted to be around my energy. Then years later, I started my online business. I had no strategy. I had no idea what I was doing, no fancy marketing plan, but I was obsessed. I was passionate. I knew I had something to share with the world. I was relentless. People couldn't help but just feel it. They were like, I don't care what it is that you're doing. I need to be in that. When you love something and you are unapologetic about that, and when you have the energy to match, people can't help but be drawn to it like a magnet. And today I'm going to show you exactly how you can become magnetic, even if you don't fit the conventional mold. I'll share with you 6 steps on how to be your most magnetic self and attract the opportunities to you. So step number 1, be unapologetically yourself. Not putting on a performance for everybody you meet, not the version of you that you think people wants to see. You, as you are now. Because the thing is, most people are just performing. They are just trying to fit in. They're trying to follow the same path. They're following trends and they're saying what they think they should say. And you know what? People can feel that. They can feel when you're not being authentic and it's not attractive, and you will end up exhausted if you go down that path. Magnetic people don't try to be liked by everyone. The right people are drawn to that. So stop performing. You don't have to put on a performance anymore because the right people are going to love you for just being who you are. Not everyone has to like it. Just because people don't like it, it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. You're not going around hurting people. You are just being yourself. So you owe it to the people that you're trying to attract into your life, the opportunities that you're trying to attract. You will get them by being more of yourself, because you might get a quick win by following a trend or trying to be somebody else. But to win the long game is to be yourself, unapologetically and with respect. Now you're done being yourself. Let's go into step number 2, which most people completely overlook. To have a passion is to be obsessed with something. And listen to me, this is the most magnetic quality you could possibly have. When you're passionate about something, people can feel it. They can feel your obsession. They get excited. Your eyes completely light up. Your energy shifts and it's like, yes, I'm ready. I'm going to listen to what you have to say. Sometimes they might not even make sense, but you can feel the energy. That is passion and that is magnetic. I've always said, I don't care if my partner's rich, but they do have to have some kind of passion. I could not date somebody who's not passionate about at least something in their life, because passion is magnetic, passion is attractive, and passion makes you an interesting person. And when somebody has no passion and they're just going through the motions and they don't have anything that they really care about that much, that's not magnetic. Nah, but when it's a little bit boring. Even if it's cooking, even if it's fitness, even if it's gardening, music, fashion, travel, anything. Just be a little bit obsessed with something and let people see your obsession, let them see your passion, because that is magnetic. Step number 3, it is to be a good listener. It doesn't take much to be a good listener in this world. This is so underrated. But magnetic people make you feel seen. They are not just waiting around for their turn to talk. They are actually listening to you. And they are interested. They are engaged. They will remember what you said. They will follow up with you. And they have the ability to make you feel like you're the only person in the room. And here's the thing. Being a good listener actually doesn't mean that you're quiet. It doesn't mean that you just sit there and listen to somebody rant. It doesn't mean that you don't talk. It means when someone's saying something, you are present with them. You are engaged. You are curious about what they're saying. And here's the secret is ask open-ended questions. Not just ask somebody, how was work today? And they'll probably answer, oh, it was fine. End of conversation. The conversation dies. And you're like, well, what do we talk about now? A magnetic person, somebody who's interested, they will say, what was the best part of your day today? It's open. It makes the other person think. And it's a great communication to keep the conversation flowing. And it also makes them share something real instead instead of, oh, just fine, thank you. Because magnetic people don't just talk at you, they talk with you. It's a communication. And that makes people want to be around you. They get excited. They're like, oh, I love this person's energy. Because you get people to think in a different way. You get them to communicate in a different way. You have better conversations that flow, makes you memorable to them. When they leave after hanging out with you, they think, oh my gosh, I feel great. I don't feel heavy. I feel amazing. Because the best way to be interesting is to be interested. So you're being yourself, you have passion, you're asking good questions, you're listening. But there's this one crucial thing that separates magnetic people from just normal people. Number 4, have a sense of humor. Magnetic people are fun to be around. They're a joy to be around. And maybe it's a quiet joy or it's a loud joy, because you don't have to be the funniest person in the room, but you do need to be able to have a laugh. You do need to be able to see the joy in things. You don't need to take everything so seriously. It helps you create connection. It helps you make people feel good, and it makes people want to be around you. They're like, oh my God, this person's coming. I can't wait to see them. They have such good energy. So don't be so serious all the time. Be playful, have fun, laugh at yourself, laugh with other people. Step number 5, be a solution-based person, not a complaint person. Okay, it's raining and you were supposed to go out today. What can you do instead? What other ideas do you have? Picnic in the house? Something else you can do. Because magnetic people don't just complain about problems. They look for solutions actively. They don't sit around talking about what's bad about the world. They look for what little part of the day they can make better for somebody else. Because the thing is, everybody has problems. Everybody's going through something. Everyone has things that they don't like, but magnetic people don't let that define them. This is the situation, but what can I do now to get out of this? How can I make this better? What is the next step for me? Because here's what happens when you become a solution-based person. People will want to be around you because you're not draining their energy with constant negativity. You're inspiring them with optimism, with action. So stop complaining. Stop focusing on what is wrong and start focusing on what you can do instead, because that is a frequency. For me, a solution-based person is so attractive. When they're like, okay, everything's going wrong, all of these things are happening, but they're like, all right, we'll try this, we'll do this, no worries, we'll put out this fire. Because life is all about putting out fires. It's not about like, we're never going to go through life and not have problems. When you're putting out the fire, okay, another one happens, another one. But it's like, how can you always be looking for the solution for that? And lastly, number 6, don't look for validation in other people on social media, from your family, from your partner, from your friend. Because the most magnetic thing you can do is be confident in yourself, be confident in your own decision. Back yourself 100%, even if it's a mistake, even if you fail. Because for so long in my life, I wanted that validation, I wanted that approval from other people, but likely you're not on the exact same path as your family, as your friends. And when you start developing this trust with yourself and just being like, even if I'm going to learn from this mistake, I'm going to take the risk, I'm going to back myself, I'm going to do it. Because the most magnetic people don't need external validation. They have internal peace within themselves. They're not consistently looking for approval, because do you know what happens when you do this? You set yourself free. You become authentic. You become you. You don't become a carbon copy of somebody else. You become more of you. So stop waiting for somebody to tell you that you are enough. Because the moment that you actually believe it in yourself, your aura expands and you will attract things. You become magnetic and you become the person that's like, I can do it. I believe in myself. I love myself. Every day I'm getting better. And being magnetic, you have to be okay with repelling some people. Think of a magnet. When you put it on the fridge, it sticks. But if you try and put it the other way, it doesn't stick. So maybe 50% of people aren't going to resonate with it. Doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just means, okay, you're not a match for those people. And what so many people try and do is try and be a match for every single person in the world. But what that does is dilutes your magic. It dilutes your voice. It dilutes what you have to say, which then ends up feeling like you're talking to no one or nothing's landing because you have this wall up a little bit. You're hiding. So here is what I want you to do. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. I want you to do one thing to express who you really are. Wear that outfit you've been scared to wear. Share that idea that you've been holding back. Talk about that one thing you are passionate about. And just do one thing that is unapologetically you. Even if it's just in your house with nobody else around, just do that one thing. And come back in the comments and tell me what you did. I reply to every comment because I want you to become magnetic. I want you to be in your power. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe for more. We talk about confidence, healing, and being queer and gay in Bangkok. This channel is full of good energy and vibes, so subscribe and like if you enjoy, and I will see you next week. I love you guys so much. Stay Narak. I love you.